This week on The Week Ahead, consumers are showing concern. ALG President Bill Wilson talks about this issue. Plus, hear from Utah Senator Orrin Hatch on unions in America. Welcome to The Week Ahead. I'm Frank McCaffrey. Consumers are spending at a 20-year low. Consumer confidence numbers have dropped and the housing market is still hurting. For more on this issue, we're joined by Americans for Limited Government President Bill Wilson. Bill, do you think it's time that Washington start listening to the consumer?
Well, I think it's way past time that Washington started paying attention to the consumer and the taxpayer. I mean, we see in May that consumer spending dropped. Now, they're always going to have a convenient excuse: gas prices, Japan, 2 butterflies died in Ecuador. It doesn't matter. They're always going to have a reason. But the simple reason is we have such huge debt overhangs, not just in the government, but personal, individual household debt. That's got to be cleared out. Bottom line, until we start addressing the debt problem, and nothing is going to get changed. We can keep flooding the system with ever increasingly worthless dollars, but it isn't going to have the effect they want. We have to address the debt, and then we have to start making things in America again, and we'll be on the road to recovery. Until then, it's just more of the same nonsense and money printing. Most times what you're seeing is that housing and construction lead nations, lead America out of economic downturns. And I believe that that's what would happen again. But it isn't going to happen as long as we have the failed social policies of government dictating free mortgages, free money for all. And it's not going to happen until we clear this huge inventory of houses that are sitting out there that we're preventing from going into foreclosure and allowing the market to find its bottom so it can start building.
Thank you very much, Bill. Utah Senator Orrin Hatch has been in the Senate for many years, and he's dealt with unions during much of that time. He spoke with Americans for Limited Government about the back and forth he's had with these groups.
Back in 1977 and 78, I led the fight against labor law reform. The only reason I led it, I was 98th in seniority, and I was all that was left. Nobody thought we could win. You think one vote isn't important? We won it by one vote.
Hatch believes that the deck is stacked in the NLRB and would like to see that shuffled.
So much depends on who is president. Now, this president has been nominating some of the most wacky liberal judges in history, and we're going to have to put up with that. But let's go to the National Labor Relations Board. He's packed it with very, very smart, not just pro-union, but radically pro-union counsel. And he's done it by recess appointment because they couldn't get through the Senate confirmation process.
One of the union's favorite ways to stack the deck is through election procedures,
where they would have quickie elections and shorten the time so that the business didn't have any chance to talk to their employees. And then they could just force the unions on any business that they wanted to. This is what they're doing by regulatory fiat. And that's what you get when you have a president who doesn't give a darn about anything but helping the unions at the expense of every other worker in America and every other state in America, and certainly the right-to-work states.
The idea of these funny elections bleeds over into other concepts in unions. Hatch explains.
It used to be the unions were they were the prime movers to have a secret ballot election. Now they know that what they want to do is have a card check election where what happens is the union organizers come to you and they demand that you sign a card. And a lot of people just sign to get rid of them because they'll keep coming to your home and coming to wherever you are and asking you to sign the card. And a lot of people just sign it. If they get 50% of the employees in any given business to sign a card plus one, then you're automatically unionized without even a secret ballot election.
And we mentioned that Orrin Hatch has been in the Senate for many years. He's actually the most senior Republican in the Senate. And that's all the time we have for The Week Ahead. Please join us again next time.